Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. It is video game time. And I say that every time. Almost. Since I got my act together on this whole thing. Speaking of getting our act together, this should be the final act of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, so we can all enjoy this. It's been a really fun play so far. Really enjoyed it, revisiting this one. Controls are pretty good. Camera is really fun. It's not bad. I think after this I might take a break and move on to a different game. But I might not be able to help myself. I just think that I might have to play another one after this again too, and then maybe take the break. I think yeah. Alright, you guys can leave an opinion if you have one, but I think I'm actually just gonna have to go back on that right now and say I'll play Metal Gear Solid 4 after this, because you need to know how it ends if you don't already. And then, once we know how it ends, we can do other things. So we last left off in the jungle, and we healed ourselves. We have a somewhat annoying escort quest to complete. Eva, come on. Alright, so we got just a couple jungle stages to get through. I've got 5 suppressors for my tranquilizer gun, so it should be pretty manageable. Yo, I'm the guy who killed the Cobra unit, and you guys really want to chase me? You think you're that good? Alright, come on out. We can settle this. Okay. Let's see what home base says.
Snake, are you alright?
I've been better.
What about Eva?
I healed her up. She can manage.
Good.
Snake, stay on your toes. The enemy hasn't given up coming after you yet. They should be there any minute now. If you go southeast from there, you'll come to a road leading to the lake. Take Eva with you and head southeast.
are? Okay. We got Russian rations and instant noodles for days. Maybe I have to be... do I actually have to... Probably. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Come here. You actually have to stand next to her to hand it to her.
Crap.
Which does make sense.
Oh, yuck. What did you give me? It's the enemy.
Who's that?
You know what would be pretty helpful right now? Stun grenades. Stun grenades would be pretty helpful right now. And it just so happens I've got 20 stun grenades. Come on, Eva.
There's something out there.
They're all asleep now, I believe. Is this what it was yeah.
Snake, the lake is just over that cliff. Eva should be able to climb it if you help her. Keep her close to you.
I didn't mean to actually pull the trigger there.
The enemy.
Where'd he go?
Give these guys credit. I blinded everybody, including myself. So if they see me, power to them. Sorry guys, I wouldn't screw with Eva. That's just gonna get me. What do I have? A gunshot wound in my hand? Someone else is there? Oh yeah.
Where'd you go?
I'm here. I'm here. Just dealing with the perceived threat.
He's definitely here somewhere. Flush him out.
I'm gonna keep the stun grenades actually. Smoke grenades might be alright too. Triangle. Oh, just scope with triangle. Okay. Hmm. Anybody else? I don't think so, but I mean, it's possible, but... Oh, there he is.
I'm so hungry. Alright, I'll feed you. Let me have some more.
I think that's the way, but I could be wrong, so let's take a look. Nope, that's definitely it. We're almost here. We are just about here. Come on, Eva.
Come on, Snake. We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
Over there. It's the boss, isn't it? I'll go get the wig ready to take off.
Right.
I'll leave you two alone. But come back in one piece, okay? Promise me!
Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? It's almost tragic. When life ends, it gives off a final lingering aroma. Light is but a farewell gift from the darkness to those on their way to die. I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss. Why are you doing this?
Why? To make the world one again. The world used to be whole. But with the end of the Second World War, the philosophers began to fight amongst themselves, and the world was torn apart. The Cobras, my comrades who trained and fought alongside me, were torn apart as well. The foibles of politics and the march of time can turn friends into enemies just as easily as the wind changes. Ridiculous, isn't it? Yesterday's ally becomes today's opposition. And this Cold War? Think back. When I was leading the Cobras, America and Russia were fighting together. Now, consider whether America and Russia will still be enemies in the 21st century. Somehow I doubt it. Enemies change along with the times, the flow of the ages, and we soldiers are forced to play along. I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such a thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been. And the reason is that our enemies are human beings like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms. The world must be made whole again. The philosophers must be reunited. I will devote my skills to that purpose. And with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the Cobras. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family. It was November 1st, 1951. I was in the Nevada desert participating in atomic testing. The name Nevada is derived from Spanish, covered in snow, white as snow. And snow is exactly what I saw in that Nevada desert. It froze my blood white. Snake, you were an atomic test subject, weren't you? On Bikini Atoll. That's part of the reason I was drawn to you. You and I are alike. We're both slowly being eaten away by the karma of others. we'll never have the chance to die peacefully of old age. We have no tomorrow. But we can still have hope for the future. In 1960, I saw a vision of the ideal future from space. 3 years earlier, the Soviet Union had succeeded in launching Sputnik, the first man-made satellite in history, into orbit. This came as a huge shock to the United States. In response, America threw everything it had into its own manned spaceflight project, the Mercury program. Even as the Soviets seemed poised to send their first man into space, America was still experimenting with chimpanzees and rockets. The government wanted human data. So they secretly decided to send a human being into space. I was the one they chose. At the time, they didn't have the technology to block out cosmic rays, and whoever they sent up would inevitably be exposed to heavy radiation. That's why they chose me. After all, I'd already been irradiated once. Of course, you won't find any of this in the history books. I could see the planet as it appeared from space. That's when it finally hit me. Space exploration is nothing but another game in the power struggle between the US and the USSR. Politics, economics, the arms race, they're all just arenas for meaningless competition. I'm sure you can see that, but the Earth itself has no boundaries. No East, no West, no Cold War. And the irony of it is, the United States and the Soviet Union are spending billions on their space programs and the missile race, only to arrive at the same conclusion. In the 21st century, everyone will be able to see that we are all just inhabitants of a little celestial body called Earth. A world without communism or capitalism, that is the world I wanted to see. But reality continued to betray me. In 1961, I was sent to Cuba, to Bahia de Cochinos. It was part of a CIA-sponsored invasion under the guise of taking Cuban exiles back to their country. But the US government betrayed them. Our weak-kneed president held back their air support. Defenseless, the exiles were annihilated by the Cuban army. All I could do was watch in silence. I was set up by the very country I'd sacrificed so much for, by the very government I dedicated my life to defending. I was driven from the surface world, and I went underground. Then, 2 years ago, I faced the sorrow, my old comrade in battle. He was my friend. But one of us had to die. I was left with no choice. The sorrow gave his life for me. There is no enmity between us. One must live, and one must die. That was the mission. The ones who gave me that mission were the philosophers. Early in the 20th century, the true holders of power in the United States, the Republic of China, and the newly formed Soviet Union gathered together in a secret meeting that would later be known as the Wise Men's Committee. The secret pact they formed there marked the beginning of the philosophers. But the last of the original members died in the 1930s. After that, the organization began to run out of control, and the Wise Men's Committee degenerated into a mere shell of its former self. The philosophers of today have no sense of good or evil. Their influence extends to countries and organizations involved in every aspect of every war. They have become war itself. That's how they operate. The sacrifices of war cause a shift in the times. This shift leads to renewed conflict, and in turn triggers the next war. Like a nuclear chain reaction, each conflict sparks countless others, forming an endless spiral that will continue on for eternity. Do you understand what I'm saying, Snake? By consuming me and you, the philosophers intend to keep that cycle going forever. It was my father who explained all of this to me. He was one of them. You see, I am the last remaining child of the philosophers. But after he revealed the truth, my father was killed by that same shapeless, formless organization. And my father isn't the only thing the philosophers have taken from me. In June of 1944, the Cobras and I took part in the landing at Normandy. We'd been given a top-secret mission to locate and destroy enemy V-2 rocket installations. I was pregnant at the time. The sorrow was the father. I gave birth on the field of battle. A beautiful baby boy. But my child was snatched away from me by the philosophers. Look at this scar. This is proof that I was once a mother. I gave up my body and my child for my country. There is nothing left inside me now. Nothing at all. No hatred, not even regret. And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake. I've never talked this much about myself before. Thanks. Thanks for listening to me. I feel content. Snake, commence the operation. I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life, by your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on the fight. It is our destiny. The one who survives will inherit the title of boss. And the one who inherits the title of boss will face an existence of endless battle. I'll give you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, MiGs will come and bomb the hell out of this place. If you can beat me in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to escape in time. Let's make this the greatest 10 minutes of our lives, Jack.
Boss?
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty. Face me. Let's see what you're made of. Nice try.
Ow. Oh, a splint. Why do I have... Why is the camera doing that?
Brace yourself.
Ow!
Heads up, Snake. Is that
She breaks your arm like every time, I think. Let's see if anyone has any tips.
Snake, it's time to complete your final mission. This is where you fulfill your loyalty to your country, and perhaps to her as well. You must defeat the boss. The firepower of that Patriot pistol the boss is using is beyond compare. In a straight shootout, you'd lose every time. Your first concern should be to hide yourself while using camouflage. Maneuver towards the boss's blind side, wait for an opening, and attack her with a gun or CQC.
Snake, it's all over if you lose sight of the boss. Don't let those falling flower petals confuse you.
That gun the boss is using is a one-of-a-kind sidearm she had made especially for her. They call it the Patriot. Basically, they took the Army's experimental XM16E1, cut the barrel short, and took off the stock. It handles like a handgun, but it's got the stopping power of a rifle. Because the barrel is cut so short, it's got some nasty recoil, though. I can't believe she's using it with one hand. Now I see why she's the leader of the Cobras and a legendary hero. As long as the boss is firing that Patriot at you, frontal attacks are gonna be useless. Get around to her back or side and attack her from there. Move!
I wonder if I do have better camouflage than this, because I probably do. Snow. Fair enough.
There you are.
Yeah, I knew you were there. The camera is
Run,
killing
quick.
me here. Ow. Okay, come on, let's pull it together here. Why is the camera doing that, though? I feel like I had this situation yesterday, but I was able to fix it.
There you are. Brace yourself.
Oh, come on.
Time to play rough.
I really don't understand the rules behind this.
Run, quick.
And this camera just totally screwed me. I'm pretty
Let's see
sure.
what you're made of.
Alright, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it. How is she winning that? How is she doing that to me? I'm throwing her, I would think.
Run quick. It's no use. There it is.
Right, and because I entered the fight this way now, every time I die I'm gonna have to change my camouflage.
Where are you?
Come on.
I found you. Get ready.
Yo.
Time to play rough.
What the fuck? Snake, you suck.
Let's see what you're made of.
What kind of shit was that? There's a way to not... What the hell am I not doing right?
Snake, it's time to complete your final mission. This is where you Watch out for the boss. You can also crawl.
Alright.
Move or you're dead.
Ah, I was moving. Okay, let's try again for seriousness here. I'll try to employ some tactics on this one or something. Okay, so we got the good camouflage on from the get-go.
Is that all?
I don't know how the
Pathetic. Heads up.
I'm going to find you, boss. I'm going to complete my mission. Oh, Snake, you're such shit.
Run. Found you. I found you.
What? I don't know. I don't know what the hell you have to do to get her to stop winning those encounters. Which one did you end up behind? Oh yeah, there you are.
Found you.
Ah, that was too close, too close. Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Run quick. I found you.
You didn't... Alright. Hopefully we could use that.
5 more minutes. I feel that I'm stronger.
I am not hitting... I think it's triangle. I mean, I think it is, but I'm not hitting it right at the right time, or it's not triangle. Because I don't... I mean, you would think it's the CQC button, but I'm not... That hasn't worked at all. No, I'm just throwing this away now. Stupid. He's over behind one of these trees. Put the...
Here I come.
I mean, there's no way I wasn't ready for that, so I'm just not doing it right.
Let's see what you're made of.
I don't think it's square. I tried circle, I tried square. It's gotta be one of them. Whoops, I didn't want to cut my own broken arm. Yo. Yeah, that didn't work very well at all. Oh, I also have this stupid dark camouflage on.
Where are you? There he is.
I'm hit.
Run quick. Time to play rough.
I...
All these years and still nothing to show for it. Time to play rough. Nice try.
Doesn't work.
You'd better run. Nice try. There you are. You'd better run.
It's hard to know what you're doing wrong when it doesn't seem to matter. I guess I'll cure myself. I don't know what happened. The camera shouldn't be like this either. You know what? Why did I just exit? Exiting was probably not the thing to do. Oh God. I'm an idiot.
Watch out. Got company.
I see him.
I can't believe I quit. I'm just skipping all the cutscenes. I don't know what made me exit. I put my fucking gun away. My God. I don't know. I guess I just like tried to fight the boss and she literally won every fight. Which is kind of strange and a little ridiculous.
The enemy is close by.
Shut up. No, it's because I had the fucking grenade. Oh, god damn it. Come here, eat the ground, would you? I went where all the gunfire was. Oh my god. No wonder. I mean, if I can't beat these guys, why do I think I'm beating the boss? Not me.
Let me have some more. I can go now.
I can't believe I hit the exit button. It's not really that big a deal. I don't care, but it's not helping me figure out how to beat the boss, that's for sure. Wow. Alright, no big deal. Doesn't take that long. Come on. Okay, sorry. That was odd of me to do that, but now we're just gonna skip all this bullshit and
Then, early in
continue to fight it out with the boss and get our ass
Let's
kicked.
see what you're made of. Is that
Like, really? How did I counter the first one and then
heads up, Snake?
she just threw... Like, I don't know how I did that. I'm just mashing circle. Just mashing circle.
He's gone.
Uh-huh.
Where did you go?
Okay.
Get ready! Move or you're dead. He's gone.
Alright, I think I found something that works. Not that.
Found you.
Ah, it was a little too brazen.
There you are. It's no use. Here I come.
I'm gonna regret this. Oh, no, I actually got her.
You go.
Oh man, I blew that one. Should have just not shot, but I couldn't take my finger off the trigger that gently.
Get ready.
What the fuck? What is that? I know there's a way around it, but it's bullshit. Like, it's bullshit that I dodged it twice and she's gonna pull that crap. There's nothing I know what to do there. I do not know how to deal with that. And I'm out of tranq rounds.
Five more minutes.
Now I'm just mashing all the buttons.
You better run.
Be pretty funny if I beat the boss with cigarette spray. I think it's coming down to the Mosin. I'm gonna beat her with the En's rifle. I hope. Unless I find some way to throw this and then exit the game again. I just have to own it. Sometimes I do something silly.
Where are you hiding?
Oh, got her. You know, just for a moment here, we're going to have that something's coming, but I just want to go over the camouflage just for a second because I realize I got some outfits. Not every outfit. There's outfits I did not get, obviously, but there's some I did, and we didn't really go over them. So real quick, normal. Oh, come on, load. I don't want to waste everybody's time. So you have the typical olive drab. You've seen the tiger stripe, leaf, tree bark. Here's the squares. This is kind of interesting. What's the, you get the viewer here. R1. Oh, back. Can I, how do I? Yeah, so I guess you can't really zoom. Triangle is out. Weird. I mean, triangle is in. So we got Spirit from the Sorrow, and I'm pretty sure that that hides your footsteps, by the way. Cold War, this is when we beat Colonel Volgin. So the front side is communism, the back is capitalism. Soviet, American. Stars and Stripes, Sickle and Hammer. Snake is from the boss, I think. Is that what I just picked up? I think it is. Outfit. I didn't really see what else it would be. So, oh, I do have Splitter. Do I have the Splitter uniform? Kind of asking myself. No, I don't, right? Spirit, not Splitter. Yeah, there's a Splitter outfit you can get. Alas, that is it. Or is it?
Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
A patriot? Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake. You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it.
That makes me think of Arnold Schwarzenegger from The Predator.
There's only room for one boss and one Snake.
You can wait this out, but I'm gonna hit square and do it because it makes you do it if you don't. That was me. Thank you for your service, boss. That is so Orochimaru of her.
Ready to go, Snake? Are you okay? Snake?
Yeah.
I told you you could trust me.
Snake! Ocelot!
We're not done yet.
Did he shoot out the turbine with his revolver? This dude is out of his mind.
Too heavy!
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Oh, Ocelot, you're in trouble now.
Not good!
Although we're all in trouble now. See, he's starting to learn it too by seeing it so many times.
I picked up a few new moves. Huh. It doesn't feel right to shoot an unarmed man.
So don't.
But I'll get over it.
Eva!
What do you say to one last showdown?
Yeah, all right.
What's your name?
Snake.
No. Not that name. You're not a snake, and I'm not an ocelot. We're men with names. My name is Adamska. What's yours?
John.
Although,
Very
after
well,
a week,
John.
no one on the battlefield has a name.
Plain name. But I won't forget it. Come on!
Guess I picked the right one.
It's a blank. That was fun. Till we meet again, John.
This game.
We made it.
Yeah, we sure did.
no way out. What are we gonna do?
We've come too far to let them stop us now. Those things have got to be armed.
It's no use. There's no way we can outmaneuver them. They're gonna shoot us down. We were so close.
Weapon systems on. Locked on target. I got tone.
You were great, Eva.
Huh?
Thanks.
Bulk 19, this is Control. Stand by for a direct order from the chairman. Bulk 19, return to base immediately. Do you read me? This is a direct order from Comrade Khrushchev. Return to base immediately. Bulk 19, do you copy? Understood. Aborting mission. RTB.
Look! The MiGs are turning back! Woo!
Well done, Snake.
The MiG's disengaged.
Most likely under orders from Khrushchev.
Is this his way of helping us?
Who knows? Maybe he didn't want things to get messier than they already are. Or maybe he just wanted us to owe him one. The important thing is, you made it out alive. As long as Khrushchev is with us, I don't think they'll be coming after you. It should be smooth sailing all the way to Alaska. I'm sending someone out to Galena Base to meet you.
To meet me?
The DCI and the President himself are waiting at Langley. Don't keep them waiting.
Yeah, we'll save the game. And I also just want to take this brief moment to apologize for exiting the game earlier and having to restart and wasting your time for that minute or two. But since I've said that, and there's this quiet moment for me having said it, I am done saying it and will not be saying it anymore. So I think, without further interruption, we will now be presented with the final last bits of everything for this game. So let's enjoy that. I'll probably not really have to say anything until the end of the credits. So please enjoy this.
So what are you going to do now? Go back to the KGB?
What do you want me to do?
Did you ever think about coming back to America?
I can't go back. I've left America behind me.
But you saved this country.
I didn't do it alone.
And I still owe you a dinner.
Is that part of your mission too? Or is it an order? Or is it an invitation? Or a proposal? I don't take orders from anyone now.
Not the only one afraid.
Scholars tell us that the first spy in history was the snake in the book of Genesis. In that story, it was Eve who was tempted by the snake in the Garden of Eden. But this time around, it was I who tempted the snake and got away with the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Forgive me, Snake.
Good morning, Snake. I hope you slept well. First of all,
I have to apologize. I wasn't sent by Khrushchev. I'm not a KGB spy, and I never worked for the NSA.
I'm an agent of the People's Republic of China for the General HQ 2nd Department of the People's Liberation Army. It was all a lie. I tricked you. And I'm sorry.
Remember, she had a Chinese Type 19 knockoff pistol, except it probably wasn't a knockoff. She masqueraded as a knockoff.
Exist in China too. You see, my mission was to find out where Volgin was hiding the philosopher's legacy and steal it. So I infiltrated his base as a KGB spy. The two NSA codebreakers who defected in 1960 were actually both men. The real Adam never showed up at the meeting place, saving me the trouble of having to eliminate him. I sneaked in by pretending I was Eva. And you and Sokolov and Volgin, you all believed me. The philosopher's legacy was originally held in common between the US, Soviet Union, and China. We couldn't let the Russians and the Americans take it all for themselves. The Chinese government had its eye on the legacy too. I got the film containing the legacy, and also the nuclear missile launch data from the Shagohod. 5 years ago, the Soviet Union stopped supplying us with nuclear weapons technology. Since then, China's Liaodong easing, hydrogen bomb, and space rocket projects have fallen behind. But with this data, our country will be able to develop its own nukes. We'll create a deterrent force to rival those of the US and Soviet Union. Everything has gone according to plan, thanks to your help. I too am one of the philosophers. I'm an agent of the philosophers, a graduate of one of their charm schools. I was raised in a joint US-Soviet-Chinese facility to become a sleeper agent. This was before the war. Back then, they were collecting children from all over the world. As a result, I'm indistinguishable from a native-born American. So it didn't surprise me when you and Volgin couldn't tell the difference. But she knew right from the beginning. She knew because before the war, she was at one of the philosopher's schools too, as an instructor. The boss was the only one I couldn't fool. She was the only one who knew I was a fake. She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake. She wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy and to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you. Not because we loved each other. And not because you saved my life. But because I made a promise to the boss. And I intend to keep it. I just wanted you to know. And you have to live. Snake, listen to me. She didn't betray the United States. No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss. You are a true patriot.
He is clearly not into that handshake.
You know, we could use an infiltration unit like Fox in the army. Someone like him to handle our top secret sneaking missions for us. A man who combines the qualities of a soldier and an agent.
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the US government. It was all a big drama staged by Washington so they could get their hands on the philosopher's legacy. And the boss was the star of the show. They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgin inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgin's trust. Finding out where the philosopher's legacy was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgin fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the US government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss. And that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to find out about it. Not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive. And she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given. And she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on in your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
Son, you've got a way to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know. Son, you'd better take it all. They'll tell you what they know, but they won't.
Alright. So, that's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. And the whole thing was a ruse. Or, well, not the whole thing, but from the moment that Colonel Volgin shot the nuke into Sokolov's research center, from that point on it was a ruse. And the boss was selected as the fall for the event going down. So, I guess the way we have to think about this the US government decides that it's a good idea to send the boss and her Cobra unit into Russia to defect so that they can find the kernel in the Soviet Union that has the Philosopher's Legacy. Because ultimately, the Philosopher's Legacy is the thing motivating everybody here. I guess everybody knew China didn't have it. I guess that was just obvious to everybody. So, nobody worried about China. So, the boss and the Cobra unit go, and they bring 2 Davy Crockett nukes to ingratiate themselves in. And like, I guess in theory, if the boss defects, but they're still able to get the Philosopher's Legacy, like if she finds the Philosopher's Legacy and then Naked Snake comes in and executes getting it, like they're able to share the intelligence or whatever, and Naked Snake gets the Philosopher's Legacy, then they can both just, in theory, come back to America, Snake and the boss. But since someone had to answer for Russia getting nuked, the US government at that point told the boss that she has to go there and die by her by her own pupil in order to atone for America's sins. So she essentially gives her life for her country. And then Naked Snake didn't know this, and he's obviously pretty angry about it in that cutscene. There's no reason to parse words about it. Naked Snake is pissed, or we can now actually call him Big Boss. He's officially Big Boss now with her assassination. So now I'm no longer going to call him that. Well, sometimes maybe, but Big Boss is angry. So as you read though, he still goes on and he creates Foxhound and he trains Solid Snake to some degree before quitting and then going into hiding and becoming a part of becoming the villain of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 to some degree in there, both, trying to I'm being a little coy about saying it outright because Metal Gear Solid 5, which is the final game to have come out, Survive doesn't count. So Metal Gear Solid 5 clears a lot of this up, which events happen in Metal Gear. Because I'm just going to keep talking for a little longer, because this game is the beginning of everything. It's chronologically the start of all things Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Survive, Metal Gear Portable Ops, all of it, Metal Gear Acid, Metal Gear Peace Walker, all of it, everything. It's Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, but everything, all of it, starts right here in this game. There's nothing before this. So, now you have everything you need to know to pretty much go to the next game, which would be Peace Walker. It's technically Portable Ops, but it's not canon because Kojima didn't direct it. His second in command directed it, which is cool. That's fine with me. I don't really worry about what's canon or not because they're all good. But next would be Peace Walker, chronologically in the Metal Gear universe. But I'm gonna play Metal Gear Solid 4 and get to the ending. Because if I play Peace Walker and then 5 and then 4, it's gonna be so long. And I love 4. The whole point is kind of to get to 4. So, anyway, what I was saying though is that this is the beginning of everything. And while that's important, it's also important to note that the beginning does not start with Solid Snake. The whole thing is not just a story about Solid Snake doing like a million different things in his one life. This is the span of 2 lives. God, that's loud. I'm gonna lower that so I don't have to scream over it. But this is the span of 2 lives here. So essentially, you have this path, which ends at Metal Gear 2, which is the sequel to Metal Gear, the 1987 game, the original. The Big Boss's timeline kind of ends there. But by then, you were already playing as Solid Snake, so really
Yes,
it ends at the end of...
Grad and the Grannon Research Facility have both been wiped out without a trace. I understand, sir, but they were necessary sacrifices. Yes, the CIA has taken care of the boss themselves. I believe the White House will be satisfied. Khrushchev is finished. Your time has finally arrived. Yes, the American president is relying on us to keep a lid on the whole affair. We've got him by the balls. It should make a valuable trump card in future negotiations. Yes, Chief Director, of course. I'll keep the KGB informed. Yes, it's me. The boss has accomplished her mission. The philosopher's legacy is now safely with us, in America's hands. With this money, yes, the philosophers can finally be revived. The film we handed the Chinese was a fake. Peking must be in an uproar right about now. I'm afraid so. Only half the money has made it back to the United States. The KGB must still have part of the legacy. Yes, the weapon has been reduced to ashes. That's right. Grozny Grad has been obliterated by the Davy Crockett we brought in as well. Yes, that was the boss's work too. Speaking of which, I've obtained something from Grannon that you might find interesting. It's a revolutionary new nuclear attack system. Perhaps it might just come in handy someday. Yes, we have Snake to thank for that. Khrushchev believed it as well. Yes, they bought our story. I don't think they'll be making a fuss. The secondary alert has been lifted as well. And the Soviets still haven't discovered my true identity. They have no idea that I've been triple-crossing them. I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government. Yes, it appears that no one knew that I was Adam. Of course, I'm always at the CIA's disposal, Mr. Director.
Alright, there you have it. Your title is Iguana. I'm gonna have to look that up. Alright, so I was going on, and then I'm sorry, I stopped as soon as I remembered that they talk at the end of the credits. So, but I think you were able to hear it. I shut up as fast as I could. But I was explaining that everything I said was pretty much right. It's just that you have this extra information that Ocelot provides at the end. So the boss has to go and take the fall because no one thought that Volgin would be crazy enough to just launch a nuke into Sokolov's research center. So everything I was saying was true, and then it turns out that Ocelot actually works for the United States of America, and he is triple-crossing the Russians because he's a Russian who works for America, pretending to be a Russian, double-crossing them, and then double-crossing us to make it look like it's crazy. So Revolver Ocelot is really working pretty hard. Eva works pretty hard. The boss works really hard. And we worked really hard. Nobody else worked that hard. They just either died or told us what to do. So that's that. But yeah, the big reveal at the end is that we were basically betrayed. Or not, yeah, betrayed. We were deceived. We were made to kill the boss when, in theory, maybe it could have ended differently. But, you know, that's the deal that was struck, and it's time for the torch to be passed to the younger generation, and it's time for times to change. So, that is Metal Gear Solid 3. It took me 14 hours, 20 saves. I wasn't worried about it. 18 continues, so I died 18 times, I suppose. Probably about right, I guess. 62 alerts. Yeah, I didn't care about alerts in the middle towards the end. I killed 70 people. That sounds high. Yeah, okay. Seriously injured. 52. That's cool. 22 life bars. I took 22 life bars of damage, I believe. Life medicine only twice. Plants and animals captured 18. Kinds. Meals eaten 31. Okay, special item. Not used. So, iguana. Alright, I got the Patriot and a camera. Green face paint. Brown face paint. National flags face paint. And a tuxedo. Sweet. Got the DPM. Pattern camo. OSCAM desert. MGS3 download pattern camo. Desert tiger. Flectarn. Alright, sweet. Iguana's no big deal. It's 1 from 100. It's get 1 to 100 kills, 81 to 249 alerts, and then use 0 to 40 continues. So it's pretty mediocre. Just means you got through it, more or less. But here we are, the beginning after the ending of Metal Gear Solid 3. So thank you everybody for watching me play through this. It's been really fun. If you like this video or any other video, please subscribe, follow, thumbs up, share, whatever it is you want to do. Or just sit and lurk, relax, enjoy yourself. That's cool too. I appreciate you watching. Have a nice night. Thank you. We'll be back again. We do this pretty much every weeknight, except Fridays most of the time. But most weeknights, Monday through Thursday night at like 7 p.m. Considering possibly moving it later into the evening than that, but for now we'll still be doing the same thing. So thank you very much. We're going to play Metal Gear Solid 4 soon, return to Tomb Raider, sneak in some retro games too. So way more to come. Thank you very much. Good night. Take care. Bye.